Hey guys, and for today's video, we're going to be going over my Week 11 NFL predictions. And before we do that, as usual, we're going to be going over Week 10. And this week we went 11-3, and the ones that we missed were picking the Commanders over the Steelers, the Falcons over the Saints, and the Buccaneers over the 49ers, which honestly, the only one that was an upset was the Saints, but it still was a division rival rematchup and stuff. The only one that was shocking me was the Falcons losing to the Saints. But that was a division matchup, so I guess it could have went either way. And yeah, but let's go on to Week 11. Okay, so for the first matchup, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Miami Dolphins. The Raiders this week are coming off a bye and stuff, so they've been one of the worst teams in football. In the week before, they lost to the Bengals in a blowout. So, there's nothing more to say there. Let's go on to the Dolphins here. The Dolphins, it was a sloppy game, but they got the job done on Monday Night Football. They're 3-6, and they're back in the race, and they have one of the easiest schedules to end out the year. So, they should have a chance to make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to make it, but there's a chance they could make the playoffs maybe from 2-6 as a 7th seed. The Raiders haven't been good. Their defense hasn't been good. The offense hasn't been good. The Dolphins haven't had a good defense this year, but it would get the job done. Their offense is good enough now with Tua and stuff that this should be an easy one for them. And they're at home in Miami. I'll say 24-13. All right, next we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens played a really good game against the Bengals on Thursday Night Football. They scored 4 touchdowns in a row to end it in a really high-scoring affair, and they're looking really good. So this is going to be a good matchup. Ravens vs. Steelers always close and competitive, more defensively minded games, but the offense has been good. The defense hasn't been as good this year, but let's continue the Steelers. That game was really weird. I don't even know what to say. They won still. That was the first game in a while they've scored only touchdowns. Especially that, but they got the job done here. This is where the really hard part of the schedule is. It is the Steelers are playing all their division rivals and the Chiefs and Eagles. So this is going to be tough. And here's the thing, though. The Steelers, last time we played them, we won 16-10. For some reason, the Steelers can contain Lamar Jackson. I don't know why they can. I don't know how they can. The Ravens make a lot of mistakes. I think this is going to be a little different, a little more high scoring. It's still going to be close. I'm taking the Steelers here. I don't know how they do it, but they're going to continue it. I'm going to go 24-21. All right, next we got the Cincinnati Bengals and Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football. The Bengals, they played a high-scoring game. Their defense isn't good. They gave up 4 touchdowns in a row. And they went for 2, which I guess they didn't want to go to overtime with the Ravens, but still, it's just I don't know why you would. But they played a good game offensively. Their defense is the reason they're not in a playoff spot right now, but they have a chance to. They're 4-6. I mean, they do have a decently tough schedule, so I guess we'll see. But next, we got the Chargers. Another good win. They did play the Titans, but they're now 6-3 in a wild card spot now. So it's going to be interesting. This game's going to be an interesting one here. And defense, Herbert's doing enough. They're running the ball more. He's just doing amazing whatever he's done. He hasn't thrown a pick since week 2 or 3. He's been great. He's one of the best QBs this year. The only reason is he's not putting up the stats, but it's they're running the ball, or they're more of a balanced team instead of just throwing. The Bengals were not throwing it at all that game. I don't remember in the second half them running it one time. They were throwing on every down. That's not sustainable. This is. He threw 20-25 times. That's sustainable for the Chargers, and that's why they're going to win. It'll be a close one, I think 27-24, but you got to run the ball, and the Chargers have had the best defense this year. But the Bengals' defense isn't that good. I think the Chargers could take advantage of that and win it. Next we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills, the game of the week. The Chiefs, what was that? They somehow won again. They blocked the field goal. Denver should have won that. If they didn't block that field goal, they would have lost. They are now 9-0. They're playing like the Patriots of old. That's how they play. Just short passing game with a good defense. And that's what they've been doing. And it's just, they're playing smart football and consistent. And that's how they're winning games. Even if it is really ugly, it's still winning games. Yeah, let's continue here. All right, the Bills, another win. They beat the Colts. They're a solid game. The first half was a little worrisome, but the second half they brought it back. And now, second best team in the AFC. They've looked really good. They look better than I expected this year, especially losing all those pieces. But the offense is so good. The defense looks solid. This is going to be a good one here. I honestly feel like the Chiefs defense is going to... It'll be a close one, but knowing them, it's to me, I just don't know. It's just it's another game. It's it is the regular season, though, so I guess you never know. But it's always a close one. The Chiefs have a good defense. I don't think that's make the Bills worse at all in any way. I think they'll be fine, but I think with the Chiefs offense, I think it's going to be Chiefs offense versus Bills defense. I don't think it's really They're going to be a little more low scoring than we would expect, but I still think it's going to be a game. I'm going to go 24-21 Chiefs. I'm not picking them to lose until they actually lose. Because they've been bullshitting their way to some wins. Like, you can't tell me. That's not sustainable. Blocking a field goal isn't, but... let's continue. We got the Indianapolis Colts with the New York Jets. The Colts, they do not look that good. Flacco's starting again this week. I'm happy this game's on Sunday Night Football. They flexed it out for Bengals, Chargers. It's just, dude, they're not that good. They should start Richardson, but it's like, with the Colts, like, the Bills are just the better team. Flacco shoots some bad picks. Like, I don't know. It's like, this is not a good football team. They just played some easy opponents early on, and I was really playing some good teams. But, let's move on here. We got the Jets. Their year's done. They are terrible. They got blown out by the Cardinals. They have no offense. Their defense is terrible, too. There's nothing there. It's like they just got destroyed by the Cardinals. They have nothing anymore. Talent doesn't mean anything when your coaching's bad. It's like it doesn't matter. And, like, Rodgers is washed. Like, he's done. Like, he's good one game, bad the next. It's like, this team is such a weak team. I don't know, though. It's tough. Maybe the Jets will bounce back. It seems like they have in every other thing. They were bad, I think, 2 weeks before. They were good against the Texans, so you never know. I'm just going to pick the Jets here. It's going to be a bad game. I'm going to go 17-16. Okay, next we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Tennessee Titans. The Vikings, that was a bad game. If they weren't playing the Jags, they would have lost that. That was terrible. They barely won, but still, this team is not going to do anything in the playoffs. Darnold is starting to regress back to almost look like you never know. But this is what the Vikings do. So it's like, I just don't know. It's like, they had some worrisome games. The game against the Colts, like, there's another game. Like, the last 2 weeks, they just haven't looked too good. It's like, they did win both, but it's just worrisome still. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but let's continue on. The Titans, they're not a good team either. It's just, this week, they played the Chargers and stuff. It's weird. They always start out good with a touchdown, and then like, they were just getting destroyed, and then they scored another one in garbage time. It's like, this team's not good. Like, not a good team at all. I don't know what you're going to do here. It's like, honestly, the only way the Titans win is with their defense. The Vikings also have good defense. I don't know what's up with the Vikings offense, but actually, the Titans had the number 1 pass defense at one point. It's crazy, I think, like a week or two ago. I don't know if it's still that, but they do, so. I'm going to go with the Vikings here. They should get this one done. 20-17. It's going to be a close one. Cleveland Browns at the New Orleans Saints. The Browns, their year's done. That loss before the bye was rough. Against the Chargers, geez, they got destroyed that game. And, like, your defense isn't as good as it was, and your offense isn't really that good. The defense is just mediocre this year. It's like when you have no offense and one of the worst in the league, and your defense isn't, like, top tier, you're not going to be even mediocre. And next, we got the Saints. They won. A new head coach, Dan Rizzi. I don't know. If it was like another one of these where they're just going to somehow get up to 7 wins or something, or 8 wins, and then they're going to say, oh, there's nothing wrong here because they're looking good. Derek Carr had a good game. It's just football hell. And they're over the cap, too. So it's like they can't do anything. It's like, dude, this GM, I don't even know how he still has a job. Like, this bad, man. They won the game, but it's like at what cost at this point? Stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling with Cleveland's been playing. I'm going to pick the Saints here, 21-16. Okay, next we got the Los Angeles Rams at the New England Patriots. The Rams, that game was sloppy offensively. That game was bad, man. That looked like no Nakua Cup were there. That was pretty bad on Monday Night Football. I can't. They kept it close for a little bit, but it's just like, dude, with no offense, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, they played terribly. Like, there's nothing more to say. Next, we got the Patriots. They beat the Bears. I predicted that, and they played a dominating win. The Patriots had a dominating win in 2024. 19-3. Their defense did good, but I think that's more the Bears' offense. But the offense just looked serviceable enough to win. I mean, at least they're getting some wins and stuff. They're showing some progress here. It's like, that was my bold pick, but honestly, I don't even think it was that much of a bold pick thinking back at it now. And yeah, it's like, the Patriots' defense is not as good as it used to, but it's still decent, I think. But the key is their defense a lot, and Drake May to be good for them to win. But it's going to be the Rams to win. Their offense has too many weapons and stuff. With Nakua Cup, Kyron Williams, Stafford, it's too good. They're going to win. They still bounce back. 27-10. Oh, no, I'm going to, yeah, I'll keep it 27. Now I'll give it 27-17 because they have Drake May. All right, next we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Detroit Lions. The Jaguars, they played terrible. Dude, now I see why, without Lawrence, their offense looks horrendous. At least with Lawrence, it looked like mediocre. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad, sometimes it was just okay. But with Mac Jones, it looked like the worst offense in football. They couldn't do anything. The Vikings were giving you chances. Oh yeah, and I forgot the Vikings had some red zone picks and stuff. They were giving you that game, you're gonna take it. Your year's obvious done your 2-8. They're terrible. I don't know how Balky and Peterson are gone already. Fired, I don't know how, but it's bad in Duval. Alright, next we got the Lions. Well, Goff could throw 5 picks and you could still win. That game was weird. They did not look like the Lions. They looked like the Lions on maybe a couple times and they got the job done. I mean, I guess this is what good teams do. Even though one part of your team's playing good, your defense stepped up and they came back. It's that's really good resilience right there. Even though Levi Biggs, it's Goff, Levi Biggs and stuff. The rest of the team stepped up. And yeah, this should be an easy win. This is going to be a blowout here. I'm going to say 42-13. I'm not even going to give a overview. Oh, wow, the Jags defense isn't good. The offense isn't good. The Lions have one of the best offensive defenses. I'm not going to give an overview. It's going to be a blowout. Without Lawrence, the offense is not even that good. Even maybe people have their gripes of Lawrence, but at least the offense looks serviceable at worst. And there are times where at least look good enough. But all right, let's move on. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Denver Broncos. The Falcons, what are you doing? You lost to the Saints. I don't even know, man. What is up with that? I guess the offense wasn't looking too well, but it's the Saints who have not been having one of the worst teams in football this year. I don't know what Atlanta was doing there, man, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Next, we got the Broncos. You guys were up in the first half. You had a valiant effort. If you would have made that field goal, you would have won. You were so close to being the Chiefs. I'm not going to diss you too much. It's against the Chiefs. You tried your best. The Chiefs have one of the best defenses, and they had a good first half offensively. Second half, they didn't. But, dude, if you didn't block it, it probably would have been a win. You did good, Denver, even though you lost, I guess. But, dude, after the Falcons lost, it's hard. I'm going to go with my first bold pick of the week. The Denver has a pretty good defense. Other than the Ravens game, their offense is inconsistent, but they get it done. The Falcons don't have a good defense. They can't get any pressure on the QB at all. And the offense for the Falcons has been looking as bad. I know I don't it's a week-by-week league, but I'm taking the Broncos here. 27-21. All right, next we got the Houston Texans at the Dallas Cowboys. The Texans, what was that? You guys are frauds. What was that loss? How'd you lose? Goff gave you 5 picks and you choked that game away in the second half. I don't even know. The first half, they looked amazing. The second half, they blew that game away. Dude, they've been doing this all year. They've been bailing out of their own incompetence, and dude, Texans just don't look that good this year. They're a first-round playoff exit. I don't even know what you're doing here, Texans. But you got an easy opponent in Dallas and stuff. Dallas, your year's done. Dak's out for the rest of the season. Your offense looks horrendous without him. The defense can't do anything. It was bad as it was, but now with an offense, it makes it even worse. This game, I'm not even going to go over it. This is another one. It's a blowout. It should be. I'm going to say 28-10. All right, next we got the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. It's only a good Thursday night game. The Commanders, you fought a good game. The offense looked pretty good. Just they couldn't go through in the end. They had a pretty solid game there and stuff. It was close. They were up by 2 scores, and the Steelers came back, which is weird. They never do that. Down by 2 scores and stuff. I mean, you guys are still pretty good. You guys are a young team and experienced. It was a well-fought game for them. Next, we got the Eagles. They just dominated the Cowboys. What else is there to say? They're done. It's the whole team is done. It's the Eagles did what they should. That's what's expected. They didn't make it close. I mean, they restarted in the 4th quarter. This is going to be an interesting one here. The Eagles are at home. I don't know. This is tough. I think the Commanders bounce back here and take a win here. I'm going to go 24-20. I think it'll be a close one. I think they barely get it done, though. Okay, next we got the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. The Packers, they want to bye. And after not having a good game against the Lions and stuff, they're ready to come back. Love should be more healthy now this week. So, yeah, I mean, nothing more to say there. Let's continue. The Bears, that game was terrible. Shane Waldron finally got fired. Dude, they literally are... There's play calls where it's meant to have an edge rusher not be blocked. What are you doing? You're leaving a free edge rusher at Caleb Williams, and it's got sacked 9 times. It's all around there. and stuff. It's terrible. It really is. It's like their offense has been terrible. Like they had that couple week stretch where they actually looked really good, but against good teams. And here's the thing: the Patriots are terrible this year, and they still lost like that. I don't even know what they're doing. But this should be an easy one. The Packers are gonna win this one, 28. I think they'll score more points, 17, because with Waldron being fired, maybe he'll put some spark in the offense. But I still think they're gonna lose. Like the Bears do have a good defense, so it might give the Packers some trouble. But the Packers also have a pretty good D too. Next, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. There's a lot of division rival matchups and some pretty good ones. We got a pretty good slate here. The Seahawks, they won a bye last week. They lost to the Rams in OT. It was a close game. They're ready to come back after this bye and be ready and stuff. They'll be ready to win. This is for the division. This is a huge matchup for the division and stuff. I mean, the Cardinals are a game ahead, but you never know. So, alright, now we got the 49ers. They won on a game-winning field goal. They played a good game. Now we're back against the Seahawks and stuff. Their second match of the year. The first one, they beat them. I'm thinking that's going to be the same thing. Now with CMC back, their offense is going to be really good. The Seahawks defense hasn't been too good this year and stuff. And, like, honestly, the Seahawks offense has been very inconsistent this year and stuff. So, I think the 49ers take this one 28-20. Okay, guys, that's going to be it. That is my Week 11 NFL predictions, guys. And, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Till next time, everyone. Peace out. Bye.